Hey, Joe.
Yeah.
Hypothetically, if we were playing Super Smash Brothers, all right, and we were fighting, who do you think would win in a fight between King K. Rool and Donkey Kong?
I know just how to find out.
I guess I should try to sync those up. Well, anyway, hey, welcome back to Not Qualified, everybody. This week on Not Qualified, I'm Zeph.
I'm Joe.
That's actually not specific to this week. That's every week. We're those people. But this week we're talking about a specific movie. And what movie is that, Joe?
Godzilla vs. Kong.
Oh, yeah. Yes. So we saw Godzilla vs. Kong. I saw it in theaters with Caitlin last weekend.
I saw it at home on HBO Max.
Yeah.
Myself.
Isn't that weird how they're doing that now?
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. And I really like the way Disney Plus is pulling that off, where you can have it like premiere access, like on demand, but you have to pay extra even though you have the service. Or you can go to the movies and honestly you probably pay a lot less money. I like that personally, and it bums me out whenever I end up choosing to just stay at home to watch it, because I do really prefer the theater experience.
Yeah, I feel that because I love going to the theater. I love movie theaters in general. But on the other hand, some things like the Snyder Cut would not exist if it weren't for this weird age of streaming where you can get stuff on demand. So, I don't know. It's weird. But we saw Godzilla vs. Kong. I guess I'll start by just explaining that I saw trailers for this movie.
Yeah.
In theaters, and then also just online. I saw the trailers shoved down my throat for the last few months, and I thought this movie looked so dumb.
Me too. Yeah.
I was like, this looks like the dumbest thing I have ever seen in my life. But I watched it, and it was good because it delivered exactly what you would expect it to deliver. It was big monsters fighting, and it was a lot of fun. I have no complaints. Well, I do, but
yeah. It's one of those really passive movies that I really want to watch. I don't have to be super engaged in the plot. I do anyways, and I end up hating myself for it. But I don't have to.
It's a waste of brain power.
Yeah, it's a waste of brain power. And I could just watch it super passively and just enjoy my experience. That was one of those movies. Another movie that's like that I really want to watch is the Mortal Kombat movie.
Oh, yeah?
Looks so dumb.
Do you know the new one? You know the guy that directed the original Mortal Kombat movie is the guy that directed Event Horizon?
I did not know that.
Isn't that weird?
Well, I like both. I don't like the original. I like Event Horizon.
That's one of those movies that everybody likes, but no one remembers. You know what I mean? They're always like, hey, I remember that. Whatever. No one's seen it since 9 years ago. But anyway, that's beside the point. The point is that we saw Godzilla vs. Kong. And even though it was dumb, it was actually exceedingly dumb. That is exactly what it should have been.
Yeah.
And I remember like the best part of sitting in the theater is the scene toward the beginning when they go talk to a scientist. So, I'm sorry. We have to catch people up. If you don't know about Godzilla vs. Kong, it is the fourth movie in a series called is it the Warner Brothers Monsterverse?
Monsterverse, I guess. I think that's the running name for it.
So I didn't know this was a series until after I watched the movie. But turns out I've seen the first movie in this series. We saw it together in high school.
Like 2014.
2014, like Godzilla, directed by Gareth Edwards, who did Rogue One. And I remember liking that movie, thinking it was pretty cool. Got Elizabeth Olsen. And yeah. Was that movie good? I don't remember.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
It had Elizabeth Olsen and Aaron Taylor Johnson, who were married in that movie, and then they would later in Age of Ultron go on to play brother and sister.
Weird.
Neat. Yeah, as the first, I remember the first one being pretty good. I guess Bryan Cranston died in that. Spoiler alert! I don't care. He died in that movie. Doesn't play a super prominent role. He almost dies, and then you're like, oh, thank God he survived. And then he just dies super anticlimactically in a plane or helicopter or something like that.
Huh.
And then there's the second one with Millie Bobby Brown. I didn't watch it.
What's that, Kong Skull Island?
No, that's Godzilla King of the Monsters.
Oh, well, I think that's the third one.
Well, Kong, I'm saying the Godzilla.
Oh, right.
Kong Skull Island was good. I really liked that.
I haven't seen any of them except the Godzilla first one.
That was a pretty that an ensemble cast. It was pretty good. It's what you expect.
Yeah, and that's the best thing about these movies is that they just deliver what you expect: is big monsters fighting, and you can turn your brain off, and it's really fun to watch. Yeah. And it really was. I mean, I liked this movie, expecting me not to, and I mean, I didn't even expect not to like it. I just had no expectations.
Yeah.
But the best part of this is in the beginning, they go talk to a scientist man, and they're like, "Hey, he has like some crackpot theory about how the Earth is hollow, and that's where all these monsters come from." And they're like, "It's all true. All of it's true," or whatever. And then you're like, "What?" And then they get on a spaceship and go to the center of the Earth. And I was like, "This is exactly where these." This is what this movie needs to do, is just embrace the dumbness and go all out and do it with a straight face. Like, be completely over the top, ridiculous plot and do it completely with a straight face. And that's what they did.
I agree. I'm taking this from somebody else. It might have been Marcus, Cosmonaut Marcus.
Okay.
I don't remember who it was. I think that's the only video I watched about this movie. In the first three movies, right? Kong set in like the 70s, and the other two were set pretty recently.
Oh, really?
And it's the normal one, like the ones like the first two Godzilla movies were like, oh, modern kind of.
Yeah, they were down to earth, like normal.
Nothing was like super techy or sci-fi, and then this one they just have straight up spaceships.
They just went all out for some reason.
Yeah, I loved it.
Whatever, I loved it. It was like two kids. I think Red Letter Media said it's like two kids playing with toys in a bathtub and just banging them together. This whole movie, and so it was fun. The worst part of this movie is the human characters. I hate them. Millie Bobby Brown's character was so annoying.
And they would talk about
and the friend
tap water.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so
cringy. I hate it. Just cut that crap out. The only human characters you need are the little girl who is mute. She was cool. And then the mom. You need the mom.
Yeah.
Because she's from the other movies, I guess. I don't remember. But the rest of those characters were so annoying. Yeah. Especially the high school kids. Like this, just get rid of all this.
Yeah, I just want to watch Big Lizzurd by Big Monkey. That's it. I didn't sign up for any of this other crap.
Yeah, take the rest.
Yeah.
I do have to enlighten you about some horrible burden I've discovered concerning these movies.
Right.
So this happened today in my research. I came across a horrifying subculture that I want to let you in on. There are people, a lot of them, hundreds of thousands of them, who actually care as if it were real, and there's real. I'm assuming they're all 12-year-olds, but there's Team Godzilla and then there's Team Kong, and apparently they have been fighting since 2014 and hating each other. Like they know that this movie series has been building toward this confrontation.
Yeah.
And they've been arguing over who's going to win for the past 5 years. Like actually. And I found video, I went down a YouTube rabbit hole of YouTube channels dedicated to this drama, and the comments are full of 12-year-olds yelling at each other. And then now that the movie's come out, there's all sorts of clips on YouTube of no, because it's 12-year-olds. They're short clips analyzing parts of the movie that they recorded with their cell phone in the theater or recorded their TV at home, and then saying, look at how, as if it's real. Look at how Godzilla's so stupid, he ran into this building like an idiot. Kong's certainly smarter. And then the comments are you're an idiot, you don't understand Godzilla. He did that on purpose. They're serious. There's thousands of them. Thousands. They actually care about these. And apparently a lot of them now feel gypped that this movie, spoiler alert, ended with the characters teaming up and fighting Mechagodzilla. Now they feel like they're gypped out of a resolution. And they think that was the studio being cowardly and not picking a side. This is real. These people exist.
Oh, actually, this is The same thing. Because Steve enlightened me to this, and I was like, oh, yeah, obviously.
One of these days, people who don't know Steve are going to ask us, who's this guy you keep mentioning on your podcast?
He's the guy who's giving us all the equipment to film this.
Yeah, thank you, Steve.
He said this is this exact same thing, and I was like, oh, obviously. I don't know how I didn't make the immediate connection, because people did the exact same thing when this came out. Batman v Superman.
Oh, I know that.
It's literally the exact same.
Probably the same people. The same literal. Probably the same people.
Yeah, it's Warner Media that owns both of these things.
And it's probably the same fan base that are arguing. Hey, wait, do you think Batman fans are Kong fans because he's smart but less powerful, and the Superman fans are Godzilla fans because he's more powerful?
I think Batman people are Godzilla people.
Oh, interesting. Why is that?
I just think I didn't watch King of the Monsters.
Well, then how dare you pick a side?
Noah said that I guess there was an insinuation in that movie that Godzilla is like super smart, like he's just almost like.
Well, he can laugh.
You're right.
He always knows where King Kong is. Dude, the funniest part of this movie was when Godzilla was on the surface in Tokyo. By the way, coolest scene in the movie was when they were fighting in neon Tokyo. That was so cool. No, when Godzilla's on the surface in Tokyo and King Kong's in the center of the earth, and Godzilla bores a hole to the center of the earth, and then they look at each other through the hole. And Godzilla looks up and shoots him, and then they scream. And then Godzilla climbs up in a few hours, I guess. Or minutes. I don't know, man. And then I guess the people of Tokyo just have to deal with this hole to the center of the earth from now on.
Millions of people.
Oh yeah, also all of Tokyo is dead.
Yeah.
So many people died in this movie.
Or Hong Kong? Where was it at?
Oh. Yeah, I'm sorry. That was offensive of me to assume it was Tokyo. It was the neon. So anyway. Yeah.
I guess there was the insinuation that he's just like almost omnisciently smart. So I don't know. I kind of relate that. I think it's really easy to look at Superman as like a brute kind of like
I get it.
jock Boy Scouty kind of. They call him the Boy Scout. So I don't care though. I don't actually care. Who cares? Whatever.
Yeah.
Me big boy fight you big boy, and we fight one big boy other big.
Yeah.
I don't care.
We're talking about a movie where a robot dinosaur is fighting a giant monkey. All right, and a real dinosaur
that shoots
lasers.
Yeah.
Dude, there was a video on YouTube that was analyzing the end wherever they make a truce, and Godzilla nods, and Kong drops his axe, and then Godzilla goes back into the sea.
Yeah.
There was a whole YouTube video, and then the comment section was arguing about whether this was a truce of mutual respect, or if Kong was surrendering to Godzilla by dropping his axe, and therefore asserting that Godzilla is the true alpha male. And they were arguing, and they were saying, no, look, you can see Kong submitting to Godzilla's authority, and then someone else would come back and be like, Kong bows to no one. And they're serious. They're serious.
That's dumb.
Yeah.
My favorite, I told you this, my favorite scene in the whole movie, because they would like kind of balance on things, like they've been doing this for the past 3 movies of like, oh, it's kind of real, and it's really Earth, so we're trying to like not push the bounds, but we also have a giant monkey or a giant lizard, like you can't get too crazy. And they went all out and they had spaceships. My favorite scene, I'm actually obsessed with it. The whole rest of the movie, it's great. I mean, you pay for it. Solid. This one scene where they take the spaceship and they go through the wormhole into the middle of the Earth or whatever it was that they drove through, I thought visually was brilliant. I'm in love with it. I thought it was so good.
And it's just so ridiculous and over the top, and I love it.
Yeah.
I love that it embraced the stupid.
Every time they got super weird, I was like, finally.
I was like, good. This is what I signed up for.
Yeah, I want weird.
Yeah.
Don't make it dark and gritty. Just get dumb.
Yeah, get dumb with it. That's what's fun.
Big monkey fight big lizard.
Big monkey fight big lizard.
Amen.
Yeah. All right, Joe. Give it a number.
I'm honestly probably going to rate this higher than it deserves. I'm probably going to give it like a 39.
I was going to say 40. 40 was my number. So.
There we go.
All right.
There we go.
Any last thoughts on Godzilla versus Kong?
No.
All right. Hey, if I was Big Monkey and you were Big Lizard, could we kiss under the bleachers?